Believe it or not, there was a time where I thought the most valuable thing that I owned was money, okay? My younger self really believed that the more money I had, the more value I had. But me being 35, that's no longer what I think. Now, I believe that the most valuable thing I have is my time, my peace, and my health. Okay? I realize that it doesn't matter how much money you make, money's not going to buy you peace. Money is not going to buy you good health. And money is not going to buy you more time, right? I've become so intentional about how I structure my day, what I prioritize, and I told you guys that in other videos. But when you get to a point in your glow up journey, right, where you develop peace. And for me, peace came from healing. Okay, I had a lot of inner wounds. I had to go to counseling. I was in counseling for a couple of years. I just had to get to the root of why I was so angry, why I was so depressed, why I always had so much anxiety, right? But once I fixed that, I healed, well, then I became more at peace. I started focusing on things that meant the most to me. I started locking in on my goals and the things that I wanted to accomplish. I stopped giving so much time to people that really didn't see the best for me. And that gave me peace, right? To be able to wake up every single day and you're not stressed out about anything, nothing's weighing heavy on your mind, you don't have butterflies in your stomach, you're not stressing about how you're going to pay this and pay that. That is valuable. And it's sad because so many people will never experience that, right? They'll think that if they had more money that they'd have peace. And to an extent, I could see why you would think that, but ultimately money does not buy you peace, right? Peace comes from within. Time is so valuable. I feel like as I've gotten older, time is just moving so much more quickly. And I hear so many people agree with that. It's like it just moves faster and faster and faster. You wake up and it's already halfway through 2026 and you're like, wait, I thought we were just doing New Year's resolution last week. Like, where is all this time going? And when you realize how quickly time is moving, you'll start to realize how much time you don't have for bullshit, for drama, for chaos, right? You get to a point where if it's not moving you towards the goals that you have, then it is truly a waste of your time. And I had to get real with myself when it came to scrolling on social media. I used to be a habitual scroller, okay? I scrolled all day, every day. And I realized how much time I was wasting by scrolling. And I'm particularly talking about Instagram and TikTok. It's amazing how you'll open the app and you'll scroll and the next thing you know 3 hours have gone by and you haven't accomplished anything, right? If anything, you feel more depleted, you feel more sad about the life that you're living because you're seeing other people's lives and you assume that their lives are so much better than yours. And I had to stop doing that because I realized, hey, I only have but so much time in this world and I cannot spend it just sitting on my phone all day. I cannot spend it being in friendships where things aren't reciprocal. I cannot spend it being in relationships that aren't growing me and moving me forward, pushing me to do better, right? So I had to realize how precious, how valuable my time is, right? And I think too, the more self-respect that you start to develop, the more you'll realize how valuable your time is. You'll stop saying yes to everybody's requests, right? And you'll start saying yes to you and the things that you want to do for your life. Now, when it comes to health, yes, having more money can allow you to maybe hire a personal trainer, allow you to afford conveniences, but your health is wealth. And this is coming from a woman who used to be 340 pounds. Okay, so I get it. I know what it's like to be a fat girl. And I was so miserable being that heavy. Oh my gosh, being that much overweight was miserable. You know, I look at some of my old pictures and it's crazy because I don't even see myself. When I look at those old pictures at 340 pounds, I see a woman who was depressed, I see a woman who was trying to cope, who really didn't love herself. I see someone who was miserable. Now, don't get me wrong, I would still smile, I still would put myself together to an extent, but the version of me that I am today, I can't even imagine what kind of headspace I was in the first place to allow myself to get that big for an extended period of time too. To just sit on the couch and just binge eat all day. To use food to cope with depression and anxiety, like that's crazy to me. To not even get up and move. Being able to move your body is a blessing, and I see that now. But back then I didn't. I took it for granted. But there are so many people who wish they could walk. There are so many people who wish that they didn't have lower back pain or that they had more time to exercise, right? And I had all those things, and I still chose not to. I had my youth, and I chose not to move. Just doing simple things like walking, going to the gym for 30 minutes. And I had the time, I just chose not to. But since losing all of that weight, I've just realized how important it is to maintain your health. Because, again, there are so many people who are diagnosed with things that are completely out of their control. And they would give anything to just be able to walk, to not be in a hospital bed, right? To not be hooked up to dialysis or to not be having to take chemo treatments. To be genuinely healthy, that's a blessing, right? And you can't put a price tag on that. You can't. And now that I realize that, I make sure that every single day I do something for my health, whether that's moving, whether that's eating better, whether that's getting 8 hours of sleep, whether that's, consuming content that is making me feel good, that is pouring into me. These things matter. Whether that's protecting my mental clarity, something for my health every single day. That's a non-negotiable. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I cannot wait to read what you have to say. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And do not forget to join the Patreon. The link is down below in my description. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.